This is Russ. Yeah, I'm back out on the road again. What are we riding today? Well, what do you think it is? Let's take a look here. Well, let's keep going here. We got the right of way. I can't talk. There it is. What is that? Let's set you back up here. This is the Lectric XPedition 2.0. What is that? That's a cargo bike. Yeah, take a look at the photo. It's a cargo bike. Yeah, believe it or not, this is one of my more favored bikes. People tend to think that, well, it'll be a regular standard bike, doesn't it? No, I kind of like this cargo bike. I tend to take the cargo bike out when I want to go a little farther away. Yeah. So this particular version of the XPedition 2.0 has the dual long-range batteries. So I think the batteries are something like 17.5 amp hours each, 48 volt. There's two of them on here. So you're going to be getting 35 amp hours. And the watt meter on the top here tells me how much wattage I'm actually using. So based on what I'm pedaling just now, it's around 400 or so watts of power, which means I'm not eating up all my battery. I mean, if I was peaking out higher, if I was pedaling harder, yeah, let's lower the pedal assist levels too. So I'm at pedal assist level 2, that's 41 watts. Based on this, I can go some distance. All right, let's go to pedal assist level 3. Where are we at? Yeah, okay, I'm coming up now at around into 500 ranges, 500 something ranges. So if I keep it in pedal assist level 2, that drops it down to 41 watts. Where's it at? And pedal assist level 1, 17 watts. This is why you can get huge amounts of range. Hey, Alex recently did a range test on the XPedition. Alex is an employee of Lectric. I met him out in Arizona last year. Alex is the guy who tells you how many miles you're going to get out of your bikes, okay? And he has a weight of about 145 pounds. Yeah, he's kind of a thin guy, okay? And he just recently did a test with this XPedition 2.0 on a closed range. I think it was some type of track, I think. Yeah, he broke 100 miles on this thing. So yeah, it could be done. But of course, to do that, lightweight rider, closed track, flat land. I don't know what his pedal assist level was. I'm gonna guess probably 1, maybe 2, who knows. And yeah, he's not using up much power if you're gonna do that. So can you do 100 miles out of this bike? And the answer is yes, you can. But you gotta weigh like Alex weighs, and you gotta be on flat land, controlled environment. But most of us, of course, are a little bit bigger than Alex. Or some of us, like me, a lot bigger than Alex. And so, and then of course, sometimes we throttle, sometimes we pedal it faster on a higher assist level. So yeah. Alex can do it, you can do it too. Well, okay, maybe not all of us can do it. Alex did it, yep. I had to make a comment on that video. I said, go Alex. He did it. Yep. So where are we headed today? Well, the last couple times I've taken this bike out, I've headed towards the Arlington Heights area. I think we'll head towards there as well with this. The thing is I take this because I know I have range. I don't have any range anxiety when I take this bike. Now, some may say, well, it's a cargo bike. It doesn't look like a regular bike. Who cares? I don't care. Still rides like a bike to me. I don't really mind. The thing is every time I take the bike out, bystanders always see me and they kind of look at you. Yeah, well, a lot of them haven't seen cargo bikes before. So yeah, they're gonna stare a little bit. That's okay. Let them stare. It's a long bike, yeah. It's the longest one I have in the house. Sticks out. So be aware of that. You know, if you get one of these things, yeah, you need a little space. It's a little longer. I was looking at this bike against the Lectric One, which I have in the house as well. I go, man, the Lectric One really looks really small in comparison. I mean, it is, it's like rinky-dinky in comparison. But I'll tell you, the electric dogs are always trying to get me. The Lectric One, also one of my more favored bikes lately. Because it is small, it doesn't take much space in the house. Yeah, so I kind of like it. And it's got that pinion system in there, right? So it's an automatic shifting. Let's talk a little bit about that. I know I'm not riding it right now, but let's talk about it anyway. Now, the whole thing is with that, people have been asking me that, the question between that and the automatic function and the other bike that I recently reviewed. I says, you know, the automatic function and the other bike controls the choice of your pedal assist. The Pinion system doesn't do the pedal assist. It changes your gears. It literally changes your gears, okay? Like right here, I have a trigger shifter here on the right side. It would change those things for you. So is not the same, okay? So when would the Pinion system be better? Well, let's say you have hills, okay? And you're going up the hill and you're in a high gear. Okay, now this guy's letting me go. He wants to turn right, but he saw me there. He doesn't want to run into me. So gave him a wave, said thank you. So let's say you're going up a hill and you want to pedal it, okay? Now you could use the pedal assist to try to help you get up there. The motor would work harder then, right? Because it's got to get up the hill. Or you could just leave the pedal assist where it is and then just change your gears, lower the gear ratio. And then you won't be working as hard as you're going up that hill while you're pedaling, see? The Pinion system would help in that sense. So it is a totally different type of auto mode, okay? It is an advanced system. That's why the Lectric One costs what it does. It's a more expensive bike. I mean, when you look at that and you look at that compared to the XP4, you go, why is this thing so much more money? You know, it's smaller even. I mean, it looks smaller. Well, it's got some high technology on there. Yeah, every one of the guys that tried it in Arizona when I was out there last year, they all came back and said, wow, this little Lectric One is actually really nice. It really surprised a lot of people, I think. So that's why I still have it. And I haven't taken it out in a while. It's time to take it out again soon, but yeah, I wanted to go a little bit further away. We've been riding the same neighborhoods over and over for weeks. And I said, nah, I got to get out of here. So, I mean, even where we're going, it's technically the same area as we always go to, but at least further away, you know. A little further away is better than not. Sorry, I have an itch. I know my arm is going across the across the camera again, but no, I have an itch. I don't know, some reason every year around this time I get this almost like a little rash right on my crook of the arm, on the left arm all the time. I don't know why. I have certain things that always happen every year. Yeah, skin dries out at the same spots every year and everything. I mean, I guess technically it's eczema, right? I don't know why that is. I got to find my hydrocortisone, put that stuff on. But so I apologize if I put my arm across every now and then and have to make a scratch on my left arm. It's either that or suffer. I'm not going to suffer through it, sorry. Yeah, I like having the watt meters on here because they'll tell me how many watts I'm using. So I got both batteries turned on. Here's the thing with the electric bikes, okay? In case you don't know, in case you buy one, you got to turn on the batteries. All right, if you just simply push the power button here and you see nothing respond, yeah, you got to wake up the batteries. The batteries will go to sleep on their batteries. All right, I think that's a safety thing or something. if you don't use it for several days, it just goes to sleep on you. So on the battery, there's the little push button thing. Yeah, you push the buttons on those two batteries, that'll wake it up, and then when you power up your bike, your bike will work at that point, okay? And then it's good for the next day or two. I mean, if you continually ride your bike every day, you're never gonna have to really kind of push those batteries because it's probably not gonna go to sleep on you. But in case it does, that's the procedure, okay? Yeah, this bike is nice. Now here's what I did. I didn't have to change the seat post or anything, but I did change the saddle. I'm not a fan of the Lectric saddle. Sorry, Lectric. I mean, their advanced saddles are really nice, the ones with the springs. But the standard saddles that come on a lot of the bikes, yeah, not a big fan. Sorry. It's a little small for me. Doesn't quite fit my big butt. So I changed out the saddle to something else. Yeah. I don't know what I have on here. I think I have a Bikeroo saddle on here, something like that. I'm sitting on it. I can't look at it. All right, we got to get through here. So let's just pedal a little bit and get through. It's turning yellow on us. No big deal. We're past it already. There we go. Yeah, as I tire out from the pedaling, then I just throttle a little bit. Yeah, at the throttle level, let's see. Let's push all the way down. So 20 miles an hour throttle level. It shows me between 400 and 500 watts. Sometimes it peaks into the 600 something watts. Yeah. So if you want to keep your wattage down, you should pedal it, right? Let's go back to pedal assist level 2. Well, 2 is too slow for me. I can feel it. It's too slow for me. I can't do it. I can't do it. I gotta leave it on at least 3. I feel like I'm dragging if I go too slow. So I mean, it's just what you're used to, right? I tend to throttle to get past intersections, as I've mentioned before, and then I can continue pedaling again. Well, it's going to rain in the next several days. It rained this morning on us. Came down really hard too. You know, it's like late at night. You can hear it. We know when it rains. And it rained pretty hard, but it's needed in the area. I mean, we could definitely use it because it's been in the 80s for the last several days. And so rain is expected for the next 3-4 days. So I figured if I don't go out there now, I might not be able to ride in the next several days. I was talking to Tom at Costco. He's the guy that helps fill up my gas all the time. He was saying he's going to go out today too after he's done with his shift. He says, hey, we got to get out there. If we don't get out there, then that's it. That's true. Because it's going to be too difficult to go out and ride if it's going to rain on us. Yeah, the interesting thing with this XPedition, the handlebar does fold down just like a folding bike does. This is not a folding bike, okay, but the handlebar section does fold down in case you have to store it someplace, because I have it up pretty high right now. You can fold that down, make it a little more compact a little bit. Let's just ride around here, let's see. Now, some people have asked me about going into the forest preserves. Yeah, we're not going to do that anymore. In our general area, they've passed certain regulations that require us only to be on streets at this point. So, yeah, I won't be going into the forest preserves anymore. It's kind of a pity, but it's okay. I mean, they put speed regulations on the forest preserves to 12 miles per hour anyway. Man, I can't go that slow. I tried to even pedal at 12 miles. Anytime I pedal, I go past it anyway. So I would be breaking their laws just in that regards, let alone, you know, not being on there. And we're not supposed to be on sidewalks either, although the person that was next to me was on a sidewalk. They don't all know yet, that's the thing. And different villages, the various suburbs out here are called villages, they're not called cities. The different villages have their own different sets of rules and all that. And so we are currently in Arlington Heights, just so that you know. Illinois. And so they're supposed to be on streets. So at least in my particular area, the regulations came down that you got to maintain the 20 mile per hour limit on a street. If you're riding a class 3, 28 miles per hour, it must be pedaled only, not throttled to 28. And you can only ride that 28 if you're on private property with the permission of the property owner. Well, hey, I don't have property that's large enough for me to ride 28 miles per hour consistently, okay? I don't know of anybody around here who does. So which basically means no class 3 is what they're saying without having to say it. And everyone's required to have a helmet. These are the new regulations that just came out. They finalized and actually signed the ordinance in our area. Everyone must wear a helmet. You must be 16 years old and have a driver's license to ride an e-bike, or at least a permit, which probably means 15, you know, as you're going through driver's ed. You can't be on roads that are faster than 35 miles an hour, which is ahead of us. I think that one's 45. We're gonna have to turn. I'm gonna turn around from here. Let me make sure there's nobody behind us. Let me turn ourselves around here. Let's turn ourselves around, get out of this thing. And what else did they say? If you are 18 years old, you don't need a driver's license to ride an e-bike. You do need to be 18 years old in order to ride a class 3 bike, okay? So you don't need a driver's license to ride an e-bike as long as you're over 18. But if you're under 18, then you gotta be between 16 and 18, then you need a driver's license. Helmets are mandatory. If you are going to work, all right, you don't need a driver's license. If you are handicapped in whatever sense, you don't need the driver's license. And certain regulations may not apply to you or something. I don't know what regulations do and don't. Technically, I am handicapped because I have bad hips. I had a knee replacement, but the knee is pretty good at this point, but the hips aren't so good. And so I don't know how you're supposed to prove that. I don't think they can force you to prove anything. That would be a HIPAA violation if they forced you to do that, I think. So you just have to tell them, hey, I've got this issue. I mean, if they looked at me, anyone that looks at me and they look at my knee, they're gonna think the first issue is not the hip, it's gonna think it's the knee because you can see the scar on the knee. But anyways, whatever, I don't play that card, but I could. What they were saying really is they're saying mobility scooters are allowed on the sidewalks, okay? Yeah, I mean, mobility scooters, come on, those things only do 4 or 5 miles an hour on average. There are some mobility scooters that are faster. So they're just saying that if you have something like a mobility scooter, you can use the sidewalks. And if you have something like a power wheel, they mentioned power wheels and they mentioned Razor scooters. Okay, the guys who made this ruling don't realize Razor also makes e-scooters, okay? but we know what they're saying. They're saying basic kick scooters. If you got a kick scooter, you can probably be on the sidewalk, but short of the kick scooters and power wheels, which are the kids' things, right? The little kids, little cars that, you know, look like Jeeps and whatever things they're designed to look like. Those could be on sidewalks, but other than that, nobody else can be on a sidewalk. So what they said is they're going to do an educational thing for the rest of this year, meaning they're just going to tell people, hey, you know, we've got a new law here. You can't ride. Let's go this way. Can't ride on the sidewalks. And then starting in spring of 2026, then they're going to start enforcing it. So I don't know what they're going to do, but they did mention something that was kind of interesting to me. They said if they find a kid doing it, then they're going to stop the kid and they're going to hold the kid there until the parents come and get them. So the kid can't ride the scooter back home, is what they're saying, okay? So they're just gonna wait until the parents show up. Now, if the parents aren't around, then they're gonna transport the kid to the police station, and then the parents will have to pick him up at the police station. Now, that'd be fun. Yeah, throw the kid in the back of the squad car. Yeah, that's what's gonna end up happening. That'll be fun, huh? Traumatize the kid. traumatize a kid and have him be collected from the police station. Hey, I've been in the back of police squad cars, but then again, I used to work for the police, so there you go. That's the reason I was in the back of the cars. Hey, you know, back in the day when I was working in law enforcement, our cars were standard sedans, right? They were not SUVs like a lot of the police cars are now. They're typically, you know, Ford SUVs, but no, they were standard squad cars, and they didn't have much leg room at all. I mean, I felt so crammed in there. Yeah, they push it all the way back, the front seats all the way back, and then yeah, it's not any leg space. And of course, you've got the cage, right? So they can't mess with the driver when they're in the back seat. There's a guard cage in front, and then there's no handles to open the doors, right? You can't open the doors, you can't open the windows, you can't do anything. You're literally locked in there if they put you in the back. I've been in the back simply because sometimes I've gone to crime scenes and they don't want you driving your own vehicle, so I'll jump in the back of a police vehicle sometimes to get to where we need to go, and you know, they'll have to lock you in there, and you can't get out until they let you out. Yep. You guys ever do a ride along? Yeah, do that one day if they allow you to do it. Be an eye opener of what the police have to go through sometimes. Yep. Okay, let's see, where are we at here? We're at 300 something watts as I pedal. Pedal assist level 3 is keeping us at 19.3 miles per hour. This bike will do 28 miles per hour if you pedal it, okay? But I would have to put it on pedal assist level 5, pedal hard, you know, and then I can get there. And then the throttle on these are 20 miles per hour, which is pretty common for what a lot of the e-bike companies are doing today, trying to stay within somewhat letter of the law. You know the thing with class 3, they should just say pedaled to 28 and throttled to 20. Come on, if you allow class 2, that's throttled to 20. Why can't a class 3 throttle to 20? Think about that. Isn't that exactly what a class 2 throttle does? It is exactly the same. 20 is 20. They should just allow you to throttle to 20 on a class 3. That's ridiculous. Some of the laws just make no sense at all. I don't understand who made these things up. Maybe they didn't understand how riders ride and they've never ridden an e-bike. They don't know. They don't know. Let's put the turn signal on. The turn signal only helps the people in the back see what's going on. People in the front can't see anything. Okay, this guy's gonna turn, so I'm gonna go. Oops, oh, we're not gonna go now. Ambulance kicked out of nowhere. See, you gotta pay attention. That guy came out of nowhere, but he's coming down pretty hard. So let me cancel my turn signal. Here we go. Uh-oh. More vehicles behind us coming up. Well, this guy turned over here, so I'm assuming the vehicles behind us will turn in this area too. So we'll just get out of this area altogether. Yeah, I don't know, can you hear it? You probably should be able to hear that still, right? Yep, gotta pay attention. Even as you're riding a bike, you know. I didn't see him coming until it was almost too late, and then he hit the horn to let everyone know he was there, but yeah, you couldn't even see him. Turn here. So anyway, that's the deal. Nice day. I mean, it rained, it cooled things down. I think it was like 74 degrees when I left the house, riding around. It's got a nice cool breeze as I'm riding. Yeah, it should be good. Should be good for those who are going out today. Today's a Saturday, by the way, in case you're curious. I don't typically like to ride on Saturdays because everyone's home, and so they're out and about, and it's a heavier traffic pattern as you noticed. But in terms of in terms of the day itself, I figure I have to go out. Had to go out. All right, let's stop here. The dog owner kind of stopped and let us go through. Technically, I guess you could let him go through first, but hey, then I'd have to hop off the bike. And there was a car next to me too, so he was just gonna let us go, so we went. Car's in front of me now. Lectric lawnmower. Yeah, I've been offered electric lawnmowers to review. I haven't done it. I don't even cut my own grass. Yeah, I have a service that does that. I have a hard time walking along and pushing that thing because of my bad hips and knees. So yeah, I have to use a service. So I can't review something like that, and it doesn't make sense for me to do it. Although I have had friends say, take it, cut our grass. And I says, well, if you want to walk along with it and you do the cutting and I do the recording, then maybe. Because I'm not pushing that thing. Nope, I can't do it. Got to know your limitations, right? Got to know your limitations, what you can do, what you can't do. That I can't do. I haven't been able to do that for a long time. Yeah. All right, I got to get to the left side here, so let's join the rest of the traffic here. We'll hit the turn signal. Again, it's only good for people in the back. They're the only ones that can see it blinking. Let me say this to Lectric too, because I'm probably going to send this video to them as well. I usually do whenever I do a video that includes their bikes. Okay, Lectric, if you're watching and listening, here's what I want you to do. Put front turn signals too. Okay, I've been saying this to other companies as well. Give us the back turn signals, but put them in the front too. People coming forward towards us don't know we're turning. We still have to put our arm out. I mean, ultimately, I still think you should put your arm out even if you have turn signals, but let's let the people in the front know too. All we need to do is put some type of lights in the front as well as the lights in the back. It would be much appreciated. And as I talk to some of the other viewers, you know, through comments, they say the same thing. They said, oh, that would be so much better. Yeah. Okay, it's gonna cost us a little bit more, but I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. So, all right, let's see. Where am I going here? Oh, I gotta take a left. Nobody's here, I didn't hit the turn signal. Well, nobody's behind me again, so I didn't hit the turn signal. I'm not gonna turn signal here because I gotta turn here as well. And nobody's here, so I'm not going to hit the turn signal here either. Well, the thing is, you got to realize if you're hitting turn signals and there's nobody around in the front or the back, what's the point of it? Yeah, right? So yeah, you got to make your judgment call. I mean, if you turn signaled all the time, you have to hit it, turn it on, hit it, turn it off. It's too much of a headache. Yeah, I only use it if I see there's cars in front of me, behind me, and then in front of me, I would definitely use my hand signals because they don't know you're turning. So. Alrighty. How's my angle? Can you guys see the handlebars? Yeah, I can't tell. There is one way to tell on a DJI camera, and I've never really kind of used it for this function, but you could. You know, if you have your cell phone mounted on your bike, you could use the DJI app, and it'll actually show you what you're recording. Yeah, it's kind of like a live monitor. Then you know exactly what angle your camera is actually showing. Yeah. It's kind of a feature of the DJI Action 5 Pro. But I've never done that. Put my hand out, but there's nobody around. There's nobody in front, nobody in back. What's the point? All right. Well, that was a fun ride. Heading into that area, getting out of our general areas we usually do. That's about all I have for you guys for today. Anyways, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Thank you to Lectric for giving us all the bikes all the time to review and also to ride. And yeah, we'll do more rides again in the future. Talk to you guys next time.